Here is the passage 2 for you on your screen. Okay, so first up, what exactly is this passage about? So here I have actually given you a summary of the passage where the P here that you see, this P essentially stands for the paragraph. So that's the first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, so on and so forth. So the first paragraph talks about Germany, federal law. They've demolished a lot of or removed a lot of statues. US cannot do that for some reasons. Then the second paragraph says that the US should do that. Okay, it is not something that is stated according to Sarah Beetham, but she's been quoted from which the author has arrived at this particular notion. Then the third one, US Civil War. If you look at the memorabilia of the losing side, you won't even feel that they were the losing side. Then there is a difference between Russia plus some other Soviet Union nations vis-a-vis the US when it comes to dismantling of the statues. Then they've mentioned a paragraph which talks about the tussle between Estonia and Russia. And thereafter, they once again go back to Germany and they talk about, although the statues have been removed, but now there is no agreement on how Holocaust should be memorialized, how to remember it. And then finally we come back to the US. Okay, so question number 6. Inferring from the passage, the author could be most supportive of which one of the following statements? So let's see. A. Confronting the injustices of the past helps build a more harmonious society. Absolutely. The last sentence of the paragraph 2 does support it. So does say something similar. So the author is definitely going to agree with this or is going to be supportive of it. B. Dismantling the statue under which were the remains of Soviet soldiers was gratuitous. Gratuitous is something that is not necessary. Something that is, you can say, or something that has no cause for its existence. So we normally use this word for something that is bad. For example, you remember that particular era in Indian movies where we had a lot of item songs? So most of those item songs were essentially gratuitous. They had no reason to exist except for maybe titillating the masses. So we know that the statue was dismantled. One such statue was dismantled in Estonia, but was it gratuitous? But that is something that we cannot determine on the basis of the passage. So this is the operating word that we can't be sure about. Let's have a look at C. The laws governing the dismantling of statues in North and South USA should be repealed. Well, whether they should be repealed or not has not been mentioned anywhere. In fact, the author does go on to mention that it will be difficult to have those laws. Besides, those laws vary from state to state. So C is out of scope and therefore we have no way to figure out whether the author is going to support it or not. So we can rule out C as well. D. Public revenues should be used to dismantle statues. Hang on. The last paragraph of this passage says, when statues were erected with private dollars, using taxpayer dollars to remove them and create something new can be a hard sell. So at least in one specific case, using public revenues will actually be troublesome. So this, in a way, partially contradicts the passage, and therefore we can be sure that the author is not going to support it. So B, C and D are eliminated. That leaves us with A as our answer.